welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Birch and Lily, where I talk all about the knitting and cross stitch that I've been working on the past couple weeks. Today is November 2nd, 2020, and I have a cross stitch episode for you today. It's been pretty much a month since I talked about the cross stitch that I've worked on last. The last time I should have put a cross stitch video up, I put up my craft room tour. If you haven't caught that, definitely recommend. That was a really fun video for me to film. But anyways, let's jump on in. There are two places that you can find me on the internet. The first is on Instagram at birch.and.lily. And if you're into knitting, you can also find me on Ravelry at birchandlily. Another thing I wanted to say, if you didn't notice, I don't have a mic clip to me. I did invest in a new mic to use for filming. So this is our kind of first test episode. Hopefully it works out well. You can let me know what you think down below. But my previous mic, the lapel one, I found every time I accidentally whacked it, it was messing with the sound, it was glitching out a lot, and it was hitting the point where it was happening so much that I couldn't cut it out anymore, so figured it was time to invest in something new, so hopefully this works really well. But yeah, let's jump on in to what I've been working on the past month. I do have a fully finished object to show you guys and a finished object, so let's jump into those first. So let's do the fully finished object first, because I don't have these very often. You would have seen, I don't know if it was last episode or a couple episodes before that, my finished Halloween squirrel cross stitch. This is a pattern by the Blue Flower, and I did finish stitching it. I had a frame all ready to go, and I just couldn't get my butt in gear to frame it. So I do have it framed now, and I thought I would show you guys what I ended up doing. So here we go. I don't have fancy glass in here. This is just the glass that came with the frame, so I apologize for the glare, but this is my finished Halloween squirrel. I'm really happy with it, and this frame is gorgeous. I did purchase it from Hobby Lobby, and my plan is to then be able to switch out every single, let's see if I turn this, there we go, every single seasonal squirrel cross stitch with this. The Blue Flower does have a squirrel for every season, so that is my plan. And I can give you the Hobby Lobby number on the back of here is 1119. So I don't know if that would help you out at all to find it if you are interested in this frame, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And if you catch it on a sale, the price is not too bad. So my Halloween squirrel is still sitting out because I don't have the fall or winter ones done yet, so he's just gonna stay out until I have another one ready to go. Because I only have the Halloween and the summer ones done right now. But I am okay with him sitting out because he makes me happy. I guess there's two squirrels on it, but yeah, I'm really happy that this is finally framed. I finally have some more cross stitch framed because I'm really bad at framing my cross stitch, so very happy with that. And then, as for my finished object, I did end up finishing my berry bowl sampler. It's a pattern by Beth Twist of Heartstring Samplery, and she did collaborate with the Scarlett house on this pattern. So, like I said, it's finished, and I kind of ironed it. It was a really quick iron job, just so it looked half decent for this episode. But here we have it. So I say it's finished. It's not completely finished, and I haven't decided fully what I want to do. Let me pull the pattern out of its packaging here so I can show you what I mean. Basically the pattern does have two sets of initials on it. So right there and right there. Now, there are two reasons I haven't done that yet. First of all, I don't know what initials I want to put. Second of all, I realized the pattern does not come with an alphabet. So if I was to put initials in, I would have to come up with how they look myself, and that freaks me out a little bit. So I'm leaving that for now, and honestly, like if I hold it up, I don't think you can really tell that they're not there. So I might just leave it, to be honest. I don't know, let me know what you think. But I am so pleased with this. It's such a neat pattern. And I did all the over one. I'm pretty proud of that too, because I hate over one. But there's over one in the middle there, and then this, no, not that one, this berry bowl right here, that little crow is over one as well. So this is stitched up on one of the called for fabrics. The pattern does call for 2 fabrics that are seamed together, which I did not do, obviously. I ended up using 36 count oaken for this, and then I did use all of the called for threads. The one thread I wish I would have done differently is the black. This is Weeks Dye Works mascara, and honestly I could have used DMC 310 and it would have looked exactly the same. But live and learn. Now I know not to purchase Weeks Dye Works mascara anymore, because there's really not, where did that bowl go? Let's see, this bowl here is solid black. Like, there's really not that much variegation to it, so why bother spending the extra money when I could just get 310 is my thought. So, but yeah, I'm so happy that it's done. So now I have to find a frame for it. The pattern does say that it will fit in a typical 12 by 12 frame, so I'll just have to go out and do some hunting and see what I can find, and I will most likely frame this one myself just using sticky board. That's actually what I did with my Halloween squirrel, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So yeah, gotta find a frame for this guy, but I'm really excited that it's done, and now I can start something new. No, I should finish what I'm working on, right? We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so that concludes finished objects. Let's jump into what I have been working on over the past month. We will start with this because it is a new start and I haven't done tons on it, so it should go kind of quick. I have it in this bag. This is from the Pretty Southern. I kind of just grabbed an empty bag, so this really does not match the project that's in it at all. Maybe I'll move it actually into the bag that the berry bowl sampler was in because it would match a little bit better. But what I am working on is a pattern by Blackbird Designs. It's in the Home for the Holidays book, and it is not on the outside here, so let's see. Working on this pattern, Christmas Garden. I'll pop a picture up that's better to see than that one there, but I'm working on Christmas Garden by Blackbird Designs. I am using all of the cult for threads for this. They're all Gentle Art and Classic Colorworks, and I'm stitching it on, I don't think it's the call for fabric actually, let me see. So it's the call for color of fabric, but not the call for count. The pattern calls for 30 count sheep straw, and I am stitching on 40 count sheep straw. So, I just did a tiny start on this. I was feeling something new, which sometimes it's just worth indulging myself. So I started on the border, and that is all I have got done so far. I was just feeling something seasonal. So, and I really don't have much for Christmas. I have a couple Christmas things, but 2 of them, which I won't show you this episode, but I will next because I haven't had a chance to start them. The fabric just came in this morning. But I have 2 Christmas projects that I had started on 32 count, and I just don't like 32 count. So I ordered some 40 count Mallow, and I'm just going to restart them both on that. There really wasn't much done on them because I started them and realized I don't like 32 count. So restarting them is not going to be that devastating. So that is my plan with them. But like I said, I haven't restarted them yet because the fabric just came in this morning. So this is really the only Christmassy thing I have right now. And it was fun. I worked on this for one night, and then I really put my attention into the berry bowl sampler because I realized how close I was to finishing it, and I wanted to finish. So yeah, that is all I have to say about this one. I'm looking forward to continuing working on it. It's really pretty. And I like how simple it is. It only has 4 colors. So I like the simplicity of that too. So I lied about the seasonal stitches because I realized I have another one sitting down there that I've been working on. So I might as well jump into that one. I have this bag or this project in a bag made by Mama Joan. This here is Heaven and Nature by Teresa Kogut. I am stitching it up on 40 count mallow, and I am using a mix of the call for DMC and just stuff that I've pulled from my own collection. I have all of the DMC, and then I went through kind of what I have in my closet there and picked things that matched. So, for example, DMC 680 matched, I had Victorian Motto American Bronze in my collection, and they match very well, so I'm using the American Bronze, but I still have the DMC on there just in case. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, that's what I'm doing for threads for this one. And like I said, I'm using 40 count mallow for this project. And do I have a page finish? Almost have a page finish. Just have a little bit at the bottom left to do. So I basically just have to finish this little banner section here, and I will have a page finish, which is exciting. This one actually is really simple color-wise as well. There's only basically like reds and greens and golds and some browns. So it's a really pretty stitch. I'm liking it on 40 count. There are some, not specialty stitches, but there's some half stitches in here and quarter stitches. The only ones I've had to do so far are in this little angel's mouth, but they're really, really easy. I just googled what the heck I had to do and figured it out, and if it's wrong, well, no one will know. So that's what I'm going with at least. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's a beautiful piece. It's going to be quite large. But I don't know, I like working on the big pieces. It's so much fun to see them grow. That's also why I like knitting. I don't know, I just like seeing something start as a ball and turn into something, and then I'm the type of person that once it's done, I want to move on to the next thing. So that's why a lot of my stuff, like my cross stitch, isn't framed either. I finish it and then I want to do the next thing. So anyways, that is Heaven and Nature from Teresa Kogut. It's a beautiful pattern. She has a whole bunch of beautiful like sampler type patterns that she's been coming out with lately, so definitely keep an eye out on her for something to work on if you're looking for a new project. She has some other cross stitch pieces as well. They're very full coverage though, where her sampler pieces are more, there's more negative space basically. Highly recommend. Really enjoying that one. And yeah, made a decent amount of progress since the last time I showed you, I think. I really can't remember what I've got done. It's been so long since I've done a sit down and record with cross stitch that a person just forgets, but I'm sure it's still fun to watch. I hope it's still fun to watch. I'm recording it anyways, so it is what it is. I have two other pieces to show you that I have been working on. Let's do this one next. So another decent size sampler, because that is my thing. I have it in this beautiful bag from Pretty Southern. She's definitely my favorite bag maker. I think I say that every time, but it is true. This is, what is this? Why can't I remember the name? Goodness. This is A Saviour's Praise by Shakespeare's Peddler. I am using all of the called for threads. While I'm talking about threads, I did bring up a couple episodes ago that I was having an issue with all my threads splitting. I think it's the way I stitch. So what I have been doing is actually cutting these lengths in half, and it's been working just fine. They haven't been splitting on me anymore, no breaking, no nothing like that. So I'll just have to start stitching with shorter lengths of threads, and that's totally fine. Not the end of the world. So it seems to have solved the problem, and I'm wasting a lot less, which is what I mostly care about. I don't care if I have to use shorter threads. I just don't want to huck half of it when it snaps and turns all fuzzy on me. This is on 40 count Beach Brew. It is what the pattern calls for, and here we are. So I think all I really worked on since last time, I did some of the alphabet. I believe I did UVWX. And then I did work on this bowl up top a little bit. That's about all I've done. Like I said, all of my attention has been going into Berry Bowl because I hit a point on it where I was like, oh, I'm so close to finishing. Now I want to finish. So that is where my attention was going. And I tried picking up other things and it just didn't happen. So, but I do, oh, the color of that W is so pretty. I think it's, no, it's not the same color as the bowl. What is it called? I know it's a Weeks Dye Works thread. Teal Frost. It's so pretty. So, that W makes me very happy. I do really like, too, how the letters kind of change throughout. It's very random. There are some spots in the pattern that are supposed to be mistakes that the designer intentionally put in there. I have usually been skipping by them because I don't want to do that. I don't know. I like everything to look right in my head. So if there has been a mistake, I've just kind of been fixing it how I feel like it should look and moving on, and it's my piece, so I can do what I want, right? Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I don't know, samplers just, they call to me, so this has been really fun to work on. Where you see that line, kind of the split of where I stopped and started there, that is a page finish, so I have about a page and a half done on this guy, and I'm really enjoying it. And final project of this episode, it is in a bag as well from Pretty Southern, and it is quite fitting with the sheep on it because there are many sheep on this project. This here is a shepherd song. It is a pattern by Plum Street Samplers. You've seen me working on it for a while. I am using all of the call for threads on this project, and I forgot to write show notes for this episode, but I believe this is the one that's being stitched on 40 Count Winter Brew. If I am wrong, I will put it across the screen, but this is where I am. So I think since the last time I showed you, I've done all of these sheep. I think that's the main thing I have worked on. This is another project that is getting really close to completion, so this might be the next one, unless I get into a Christmas stitching mode. This might be the next one that I work on to finish. Yeah, I really only have stuff to do from Mercy over, and then there's a little bit of 1/1 that I have started but I haven't finished right here. Just saying my name and that I stitched it, basically. So yeah, getting there. This one I'm so excited to have up in the house. Something about being a crafter and loving knitting and all that, I just like having sheep in the house, and I really don't have that many sheep things in the house, so to have this, as I'm holding it up backwards, to have this up in the house just really excites me. Like, I have fiber producing animals on the walls in my craft room, but not anywhere else in the house. This is like one of my favorite pictures ever. We saw it at, I think it was TJ Maxx, total tangent here, but we saw it once and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny, I really like that, but we left it, and then we came back a couple weeks later and it was still there, and so we bought it. Figured it was fate. If he was still there, or she, I guess, there's flowers, I don't know, but we figured if it was still there, it was meant to be. So that was the start of my wall of alpacas and llamas, and then that little guy got added later on, and then that's a cactus, so, but I just really love the guy blowing bubbles. I think that one is an alpaca, and that's a llama. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I love it. Anyways, a shepherd's song. I am getting pretty close to being done, and I'm loving it so much. This pattern calls for 36 count hop bristle, I think, but it's really hard to come by. At least it was when I started it. So I'm liking how it looks on Winter Brew. I'm pretty happy. My mom is stitching it up on 16 count parchment, Ada, and it looks beautiful in that as well. So don't feel like you have to stick to what the pattern calls for. I am kind of that way with threads because I don't want to think about it, but fabric is a little more, I can't think of the word. I feel like I can change fabric more often, and I'm happy with it, especially to Mallow. I am falling in love with 40 Count Mallow. It's such a neutral color. It's really nice, and it's just so cheap. Like, for the 2 projects that I'm restarting, I think I got 17 by 13 pieces of fabric, and they were $4, which is insane for linen. Like, anything hand-dyed, honestly, you'd probably pay at least $20 for something that size. So I'm okay with doing Mallow and being able to start more things. That's kind of my logic. I don't know. Anyways, that is my final project that I have to show you guys this episode. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I have been working on. I hope I inspired you. If I didn't, that's fine too. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. If you are a first time watcher, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. But of course, if you are joining me again for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, I don't know how manyth time, I appreciate you too, and I'm so thankful that you watch my videos. It means a lot. I do upload videos every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I usually alternate between knitting and cross-stitch videos. I've been a little off that train the past couple weeks, just getting out some different things, but usually knitting and cross-stitch. You can expect a cross-stitch video. This was a cross-stitch video. You can expect a knitting video from me next week. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. It means a lot to me. It helps this channel out a lot. Liking my video also helps a lot too, and it only takes you a couple seconds, so I really appreciate it when you do it. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I've said it how many times, but it means the world to me, and I will see you guys again next week.